Thank you for joining me for another Cardboard Western vlog. Well, this is the fourth one of the vlog series, and I have been playing in Resolve now for a little while, and I've been jumping back and forwards between Resolve and OpenToonz, and I've got my first shot put together. So I told you on day 2 that I had every shot laid out, so I just thought it'd be nice just to give you a look at what sort of goes into my comps inside Resolve tonight, since I've got one shot all done. So let's just dive in and have a look. So like I said, I've got every shot now which I want. It's kind of been put in and comped together. So I've got a basic comp for every shot. Got rid of the green screen, and I've got all the characters laid out and in place. What I've done to get this to work is I've got a root comp which has all of my different shots laid up in it, and inside each shot we'll see that this particular one, I've already shuffled it around. I started off calling it shot 5. It's now like the second shot, but this is the one which I'll just give you a quick look at. So inside each of the shots, it has a fusion clip, and that's it. It's just a fusion clip. And so I just want to go into Fusion, just boot up Fusion, and I'll give you a bit of a look at what the comp is altogether for this particular shot. So let's just take a look at the comp which I've got together to make up this shot. Let's leave it down here so we can see that this is everything's in here. So the first thing, I work from left to right, and I've kind of used my trickle down flow going left to right from each of these. Now I found groups really handy. I love Resolve for their groups. So let's just open up right down the bottom. There's a group, and inside the group I've got a lot of stuff in here. So let's just have a look at this one. I started off with the shot for this one is my saloon. So I took the photo. That's the photo of the saloon which I took out in the studio. So from that, this is where I started. I did the Delta key to get rid of the green screen, and then I got a transform on that to move it back into the right position. And then I found that with this, once I actually built the whole shot up together, I was missing, now that I've moved it forward, I wanted to have some characters in the bar already, like the guy in the window and the guy at the front. So I've had to just grab these guys and quickly just add in a piece of paper back in here. So I've got the piece of paper back in there, and that's taken just a little bit of paper which I've done for another shot. So one of the other photos where I did actually have him in the window, I've just grabbed that, cut it out. Got a rectangle there around it so that you can see the rest of it. I'll just disable that for a sec so you can see the whole thing. Control P. So I've just nabbed a photo which I had a piece of paper in, cut it out, and then positioned it, used the Delta key to get rid of the green, got rid of the Luma key to get rid of all the black around the outside, so that we just left with that, and color corrected it to make it a bit darker so he's sitting in the shade, and transformed it to be in the right spot. So that's my piece of paper back in there, just in the window. Underneath that, I've also need to have the background of the saloon, because if you see in the saloon itself, it's green back in there. So I needed to have the back of the saloon. Now I've also got a polygon mask over that because it's a lot bigger than it actually is. So if we do that, the actual photo itself is huge, but with the polygon mask, I just needed that little bit there. And that's what we've got in the background there. Trickle down, so you know I've got the background, I've got a transform, and I've got a merge node. So I've merged the background over the foreground, and I've got that cardboard in there, one piece of paper. I've also got this front guy who sits in the front here. So if we go down after that, again it's another piece of paper which I've put in there just to actually move it into the right spot. But it's a piece of paper. Let's just open him up, have a look at him. Whoop, not that one, that one. It's a little bit of paper there, which now that we've moved him, there he is. He's just a front head. But the thing with this one is it's not just a front head. I've got the head there, and I've also had to, this one's a bit tricky because I haven't got to move it around. he's also got some legs, which I had to bring in as well. So he's also got legs. So I've pieced together out of another picture, I've pieced together the character to go in the front, which is my front guy. So he's there as well. And he's then put into the right spot too. So if we look at that, there it is. Now I've lost that. Let's just get that back up to there. Put that into shot 3. There we go. Alright, so that's my character. Then I also needed the 2D version of it. So we've got it there with our paper. So on top of that, we can put in. Oop, that's not what I want. I've gone and drawn them up inside OpenToonz, brought them in, and had to transform them into the right spot. So we've now got my 2D characters drawn on the paper. And then last but not least, I wanted a different ground because the ground itself is didn't look as detailed as I wanted from the photo. So I got another photo of the desk. Scroll out a bit so you can see that. You see it's a detailed photo. It's got a lot more detail in it. I've just put a polygon mask around the outside of it. So the shot itself I took from is green screen and the desk. Transformed it, positioned it, had to do a hue curve on it because as you can see this one's a lot brighter and a lot more yellow, whereas the cardboard itself is a lot dusty and a lot browner. So I had to change the color a little bit on that to get that nicer whiter color to match the background, which is really quite white. Plus I've got on that merge as well, I've then got a polygon sphere over top of that too. Then I've got the background photo, which I chose this one out of all the photos I've done out in the desert. This is the one I use quite a lot in there. The only aberration I've got, or the only thing which kind of annoys me a little bit with this one, is because I was looking through glass, you can actually see that there's a little reflection on the side there. But in most of the shots, it doesn't really draw a big attention to it. So we end up with that all together, and that's the shot before we transform it, because I wanted it to be slightly off to the left of shot. There it is. And then it gets to our media out. So that's the background itself, has got a lot in it, and it all folds down into one. Now the other one which I needed to do, which I didn't think I would when I done this, but this is my front leg. So the front paper as it comes in. Now what I did with that is I ended up finding out that I didn't take enough paper. So in the shot itself, it needed to be a lot wider. So what I've had to do, I've just brought in both shots together, merged them in, and just given myself a little bit extra paper there to get across in front of the saloon, because as I had it before, it didn't go in front of the saloon. So I've had to remake each step to make it wider across in front of the shot. Otherwise, the paper wasn't thick enough. So I've got two media from each of them, merged one, got rid of the green screen, moved one across and merged it, and that's then how I've got the thicker paper. Yes, it probably would have been easier to go out and just take the photos again, but hey, this is a learning exercise for me. So most of this is just getting one step, two step, same media, brought in twice, transformed it, merge it together so that I've got that little bit extra width when I bring in the frame. So that's brought in all 3 of those. I got 3 photo frames where I bring it in, bring it down. So there's actually 4 paper frames in this one. It's not a lot. Clean frame. Once when it's coming in, once when it's halfway down, and then once when it hits the ground. So it's only 4. It's only really a 4 frame sequence. And that is my basic comp. And there you have it. There's my first complex comp with characters for Cardboard Western. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. It was pretty quick and very brief. I might, if I get a good response and you leave lots of comments down below, I might do a detailed breakdown and actually go through each node about what they do and how I've done it. But until the next time, I'm going to keep cranking on this until I can get it out. Until the next one.
Thank you for joining me on this here Cardboard Western channel. If you enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all my awesome content creation. Till the next cotton picking time here on the channel, we'll say so long.